You know, we got a lot to work on. You know, I thought through the entirety of the game they played hard, played physical. We got to clean up technique, and we can't make mistakes in opportune moments where you have momentum swings during the game. We got to play complementary football, and you know, I got to be better. Staff's got to be better in putting them in positions to be successful.
Just kind of talk a little bit about Hudson Card, how you thought he performed.
Yeah, I thought he played well. He gave us a chance to win a game. You know, I wish we would have been a little bit better on third downs. You know, obviously I got to go back and watch the tape as well. But you know, we were clean with the football. Didn't turn it over. He made a couple of nice throws there. So yeah, we'll see after we watch the tape.
Did Fresno do anything on offense that you didn't expect? They had 11 of 17 third downs, and I think they ran 82 plays to your 6.
Yeah, you know, the disappointing thing is not, you know, I felt like we played a little too passive at times. I thought we were pressing as the game was tight, pressing to make plays, and obviously, you know, going 11 to 17 on third downs, it is hard to play good defense when you extend drives, and so we got to come up with a better plan and play with better technique and make competitive plays.
Ryan, big picture, it's a long season. This is one game. How do you get better from this? Because this is really the first time, as you've said all year, that this group of guys has played a football game together.
Yeah, I mean, that was my message to the guys in the locker room. You know, it was obviously this is disappointing. Nobody wants to start off with the loss. But we've also talked about how adversity is guaranteed, and it's about how we react. Didn't expect adversity to hit us in mouth game 1. But you know, we will get better from week 1 to week 2. This team will continue to get better as the season goes, and we'll also, you know, find out what we're really good at and what we need to work on. But we're not going to let one game define us. You know, my confidence is not shaken in this group and the staff or this locker room. This is a long season, and you know, good thing for us. We got a game in a week.
It seems like this offense is going to be aggressive. 4th and inches, going for it on the 1 yard line and not getting it. That's probably Graham's makeup, but
those were my calls. Okay. We are going to be aggressive, offense, defense, and special teams. You know, we gotta make those half a yard to gain. We gotta be able to get half a yard.
And then last thing, Tyrone Tracy, you said as a weapon. What did he show you today in the return game? You know, in the running game, he didn't get a lot of opportunities, but he made the most of what he did.
Yeah, you know, our running backs are talented. He's obviously talented with the ball in his hand. He's a tough runner. He's fast enough to hit you a home run. So definitely was pleased with his production.
Dylan's interception in the 4th quarter, just what's it say with the read that he was able to make and him to be able to make that play in his first game?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, it gave us an opportunity to go ahead right there. And he played about as how we see him in practice, so it wasn't surprising. There's a reason why he's a starter, and there's a reason why he's making the plays that he's making. It's because he's not only talented and capable enough to do it, but he puts in the work and he practices the way he plays.
And, other plays in the secondary, though, it seems like there were breakdowns at times. Is that technique or miscommunication? Just how was Fresno's receivers able to break free at times?
Yeah, you know, I thought, obviously you go back and watch the tape, but just sitting from the side and knowing, you know, what's called and within the framework of the scheme, you know, there was the 1 touchdown where we had a coverage bust. We were supposed to have somebody in the half field and they weren't there, and so obviously that leads to bad plays. And I thought we just played on our heels too much and didn't play with aggressive technique in our man coverages, especially in the slot. So again, those are all things that we need to work on, and we'll watch film from and get better. And you know, we'll improve from week 1 to week 2.
Other questions?
What's your willingness level right now to use Hudson on designed runs to add an extra layer to your running game, or do you just have to keep him out of harm's way?
You know, some of our runs are where he's got the option to pull it. You know, depending on what the look is from the defense. You know, we'll look at the tape and see, you know, which ones he should have gave or should have kept. But you see, he's athletic enough to extend plays, and you know, so we'll always be coming up and trying to come up with plans to to move the ball successfully. We'll use everybody to do so.
You went into the game without obviously Gus Hartwig at center, and then in the game, a lot of shuffling there on the interior of the line. What was the impact of that?
Yeah, obviously Gus and Kaltenberger, who was really our starter at center going in, coming out of fall camp. But I thought Salsa did a good job, and when Salsa went down, I thought JG went in there and did his thing as well. We'll look at the tape though and see where we need to improve. But it doesn't really matter who is available, who's not. We still need to operate and still need to successfully move the chains to win a ball game.
We saw a lot from Deion Burks today, and you called him a freak at Big Ten Media Day. We were able to see that a little bit on the field. What do you have to say about him? Yeah, he's explosive. I feel like anytime he touches the ball, you got a chance to score, and so definitely utilized him, and I was pleased with his production. We got to find ways to continue to get him the football.
Any other questions? Back to Sam.
Ryan, can you kind of describe the 3-and-out at the end of the first half, the decision there to try to be aggressive in that situation, and it leads to them kicking a 52-yard field goal that gave them some momentum going into the half?
Yeah, as a staff, we fumbled that opportunity at halftime. Anytime you are going into 2-minute mode before half, you either got to move the chains and try to go score, or you got to milk the clock and not give the opponent another opportunity going into halftime. And we failed in that arena. So that's on me as the head coach, and I got to be better in those situations.
And the defense as a whole, just what needs to be cleaned up, or what's the message to the team after this game?
Yeah, I felt like when we weren't aggressive and we weren't really dialed in and doing our jobs, and we gave up unneeded yardage. And so obviously we'll go back and look at the tape and see where some of the breakdowns were, but just from my vantage point, that's usually what happened. It was a guy was misaligned here, or didn't make the right read there, or not just being confident in technique. So we'll go back to the drawing board, if you will, and find ways to continue to improve, and we will. And this is like I said earlier, this is game one. From a new staff, new faces in the building, new schemes. Didn't work out the way we wanted it to work out, but our confidence is not shaken.
Just for you, obviously, your first game as head coach, what was it like being in that position on the sideline, having some of those decisions on your shoulders for the first time?
I felt comfortable with them. I'll go back and evaluate myself too on some of the decisions we made. I felt comfortable with the decisions to go for it on fourth down when we did. So yeah, we'll do a self-evaluation as well.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right,
All players in short way.